Coach,
How much
obviously
different?
last year injuries kind of took a toll on the back end of the defense. What's it like just to have a number of healthy guys right now?
Well, I think it's a tremendous blessing to have a guy like Fred Peters back full speed, and he was having a good year before he went out with that injury. So having an experienced guy like him back full speed really makes a difference for us back there.
What kind of things did you see from him last year when he was down to kind of still try to stay engaged with the team?
He was playing beat up, and playing in some pain, which you play defensive back in the Southeastern Conference, you're going to play with some pain, but he's a tough kid. He was fighting through it, and he went as far as he could before something had to be done.
How interchangeable are guys like, we've seen Colin Duncan and Fred play different spots. How interchangeable are those guys this year?
I think it's very important. You want your older guys to be able to play with more, to be able to play more positions than one, strictly because of what you said earlier about injuries. So if injuries do happen or something happens in the middle of the season, you have older guys that have a lot of experience out there.
Coach, you guys brought back the entire staff this year, especially on the defensive side. What's it been like now a year in, kind of working together with those guys?
Well, it's been tremendous. Coach Arnett's a tremendous coach, and it's made a great difference in the play of our secondary because those guys are a year older. They're familiar with the calls. They're familiar with some of the adjustments that have to be made back there, and all of the coaches on that side of the ball do a tremendous job. A great group of men, and I really enjoy working with Coach Washington, Coach Macbeth, and especially on the back end.
How refreshing is it this year? I know it's still a virus is out there and have to deal with it, but it's a lot different, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is, and the kids they just love to play football. They don't get caught up in all the things that they can't control, but they love being out there playing football, especially here at Mississippi State.
Coach, we mentioned the defense. It's broken down a little bit different, with Coach Brock doing the Sams and Zach doing the Mikes and the Wilson. You're doing the nickel. Do you think having that many defensive coaches and all those eyes on the film is an advantage to you guys?
Well, I think it's very important because you play different teams with different style of offenses. Some teams play with a tight end. Some teams play with two tight ends. Some teams play with no tight ends. One running back, two running backs. Every week you're playing a different dynamic, and adjustments have to be made. In the middle of the week with game plans and doing different things like that. So especially on the back end, you have to really be sound in what you're doing so that you don't give up big plays.